on your Wednesday. And I won't take up very much time at all. I just thought I'd come by just for a second because it seems like we're dealing with a little bit of a deja vu, if you will. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I entitled this stream VAX Giving, and it looks like they are using this particular this I say this all the time, that I feel like most things are cyclical that we deal with. um yeah, it's a cyclical situation that we're in most of the time. And also, I've just, when I do readings about just things, or just, if you go back to, it seems like the country has always been in conflict, when it comes to, dare I say, the culture. um I mean, everybody knows, we hear people talking about the founding fathers and this and that, but you never really hear about the writings, and how other philosophical movements. You don't really hear so much about, like, to me there's been like a constant kind of struggle, when it came to philosophies, or just even the way the media influenced writings and of literature, like post World War, the first World War. You never really hear about, and in World War II, basically, like, once the media dons you, leader of this or leader of that, it kind of, there was a lot of pressure, like, if anybody rejected what was going on, or whether, mass murder, or if you weren't worshiping science and technology, even in the 50s, and these after post world wars, you were kind of, they wanted to censor you, like you were. It was kind of like it was to me, it's very similar to what's going on right now. There's a level of censorship that I think that existed back then, and nobody talks about it, but it was actually referred to as an underground. And I think you had more journalism, you had more people that were reflecting upon, as I said, these philosophical different movements. And they were responding to pop culture in the media, but just like now, they were being suppressed. That expression was being suppressed back then. So it just seems like we're on a cyclical, no matter what, no matter what, the people wanted, or the common man, or it doesn't really matter. It was always, you were always kind of dominated by what the media said, or what once the media donned you, whatever, you couldn't get out from underneath. You couldn't get from underneath that. And even right now, if you're not worshiping and praising and believing in all of the propaganda mediums, or worshiping science and technology right now, or even war, if you're not embracing these things, it's like, to me, this stuff is a repeat. It's all on repeat. It's a cycle. And I've heard, Eric Biden talk about it all the time, about what, he posed the question, oh, what kind of country are we going to be? Who are we going to be? But that question has come up so many times in history, if you look back just even a little bit. Like, there's always been a conflict or struggle, when it came to values, or when it came to, there's always, it's constant. But then when you have the media and these parties injecting this stuff in, it gets to be really, to me, transparent, and really even predictable even. Yeah, I think that's the biggest piece. It's like the media and the politicians are the ones that determine what cycle you're on. Now, the one main thing that I've noticed, and I'm kind of rambling, but we're encroaching upon a fourth industrial revolution. courtesy of Air Schwab, but there's always been a quote every time there's a new world or another industrial revolution, it always moves the people. There's always either a technology or science that tends to move the people forward, not just the conversation, but it moves the people forward. And to me, it's no different right now. It's no different right now. And many people now, again, like when I think about like modernism and where we are right now, you got people questioning humanity right now. Oh, have we lost humanity? But it's all like a deja vu. It's always that none of this stuff is new. It's like for every action, we've had a reaction, whether it was through writings, letters, essays, poems, speeches. There's always a reaction to what's going on. And it's always, to me, it seems like the science, the worshipers of the science and the technologies, they're the ones, they're leveraging those things to move these agendas forward. That's what I gather from it. I mean, I can give some specifics, but like I said, just looking back, it just seems like we've relied on, I don't know, it's like imagination is what drives, it's what people used to think of as something that drove progress. But instead, it's kind of being leveraged against the people as a control mechanism is what I feel, I think is going on right now. Because what is it? Ouchie is back in the news. Did you guys get your instructions for your holiday visitations? Did you get that? That's been revived. So yeah, so there you go. You're going to use the science to move people to put people back in another hold. I'm just saying, folks, this stuff is pretty cyclical. Hi, Marty Lauderdale and Anarchy Television. How are you guys? Anarchy says, I don't think there's any question they want one world government. The question is who's going to be in charge. Well, right on. Yeah, I think we've been trying to figure that one out for a bit now. I think, what did I call him? Corona Chuck. I think a lot of people looked to the UK at one point, but then I'm thinking it's probably going to be somebody that already has mass amounts of wealth, is what I'm thinking. It's going to be somebody, that already has a mass amount of wealth at their disposal already. And I think he mentioned that at one of those sustainability hoo-ha, conventions or whatever. But yeah, it's just, I'm just saying that we can look at, I honestly, I'm telling you guys, I think if I look to literature in many of these cases, I find a lot more, that the pattern is pretty clear to me. It's pretty clear. But we are the social media, we are the censor, we are the underground. Okay? If you're not with the agenda, if you're not worshiping the science and the technology, then you are the, dare I say, the neo underground. We are of the neo underground on these social media platforms. That's where we are. But like I said, there's certain things that are cycling again. You got the ouchie back in the and then to have what's her name, the secretary, the press secretary, chastising everyone. No, she's chastising the media because, and to me, I thought I was kind of impressed with how relentless one of the I forgot what the guy's name was in the audience. He's basically saying, listen, she asked a great question. It's not being disrespectful. He's the best person to answer the question. But she basically, the problem is that, you see, this Karen whatever, I don't know what her name is, Jean whatever. She's Haitian, okay? She's not African. Let's be clear on that. Okay? She basically referred to Alchie as a guest. Okay? Well, he gets taxpayers' money. So if the press is asking him a question, I think they're within their right to ask a question. Guys, pretty soon I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't shut the press down. Like, if they keep going in the direction that they're going in, because you can't ask anything about origins of anything. You can't ask anything. And do I think anything's going to happen with, what is it, McCarthy making all these promises and da 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 da? All these people have shown themselves already. They've already shown their loyalties. And I just think it's just going to be a rinse, repeat. Nothing will get done. And things will get, muddier as we approach 2024. Honestly, I think if anything, things will probably they'll just go back to campaigning because nothing's actually going to get done. Okay? Nothing's actually going to get done. So they'll just go back. They'll just go ahead and start campaigning in 23 for the next year. And that's how it'll go. But do I think anything's actually going to get, I don't care about promises. I don't care. Investigations. I mean, how many investigations are you going to have? Where are they going with these investigations? They're going nowhere. Okay? I wouldn't even be surprised if this administration, if he did not go ahead and resign, if he feels cornered enough, they'll go ahead and get him out. I figure before anything touches him, he'll leave. That's what I think. So, and that might be what we see. That might be what we're getting ready to see. We're going to get ready to see him do some kind of an exit based on, I don't know. Who knows? But the border, you can start to see how things have changed. And I haven't been down there. I don't know who's down there at the border. I don't know, but I'm telling you, even in some of the most armpit towns, you are starting to see representations of people from all over the globe. Are they coming in from that part of the world? And are they coming in from that side of the door, from that part of the back door? Probably. Yeah. Is this country equipped to take on that kind of that influx? Nope. And in every institution, I would say that most definitely not. But never mind, it doesn't affect the elite. Their kids don't have to don't go to public schools. They're not doing any of that. Anarchy says, prepare your mind and your soul for the battles ahead. Absolutely. Anarchy, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Anarchy says the time is now for everyone to awaken from the slumber in the matrix and embrace true. Let's see. Hang on a second. Hang on. Sorry about that, guys. This is an embrace true freedom of anarchy worldwide. And Jeep Guru, how are you? It's all the same. It's cumbersome being one of the few to see this. Borders are illusions. Yeah, well, and see, here's the other thing. The way I was talking to you guys was, I'm talking about this whole underground culture kind of thing. A lot of the underground cultures, kind of popped up. The counterculture, to me, is no different than the cancel culture kind of battles. Because you remember, like, say, for instance, if you don't like... Say, for instance, when you had masses of people putting black squares up on their phones, like, if you didn't, you cannot convince me that these social media platforms and these tech people don't know who didn't block out there. They know everything. They know everything that's done, and they know who's participating and they know who's not. They do. They're collecting data all the time, so that when they bring in this new system, you're already going to have some dings. Dare I say, you're going to have some dings on your credit score because of this, because of your current interactions or your past interactions. You better believe if they can pull, they'll be ready to retroactively downgrade you in a new system based on what you have or have not done on these social media platforms. Um, so yeah, but I tell you, and I shout out to, you know, these people are these people that are dumbed down and rooting. They have rooted and cheered on a group of people that's going to have them choosing between heating and eating this winter. Believe me, I'm just saying. But heating and eating is where your choices are going to be. Going out here putting a sticker of a flag on your forehead, I haven't seen how much is that going to mean to you once you're choosing between heating and eating this winter. I don't, and here again, I think the mocktail the date mocktails are back. I mean, how long before they ramp that back up? Let's see who's in the house. Did I see Barcy T? There you go. Let's see. Marty Lauderdale says, I'm really sick of all this corruption. It's so sad for our youth, children, and young adults, especially, are so manipulated, indoctrinated. Well, and here's the other thing is like, hang on a second. It's Marcy T. Oh, Marcy, I appreciate you for coming in, but I'm just saying, it just seems like we're on a cyclical. Um, we've seen people in the past, respond. We've seen responses to what's happening, either media made or, but the media has been getting away with what they've been doing for decades. They've been getting away with it, and they're not likely to stop getting away with it. They're just pissed because somebody like me is pointed out. Yeah, they're just pissed because more people are. I don't know if it's a matter of people are catching on, but I think people are getting. You're going to get inflammatory fatigue. I say that in place of inflation fatigued. People got CV-19 fatigued, but that's coming back, I believe. The lockdowns. I don't know how well that's gonna go. I don't know, but I will tell you, a lot of people are on the road. A lot of people are on the road this week. The traffic is definitely up. So yeah, but then I'm seeing like I have nothing to say about the laptops, because I tell you, all of us CTs, here on the Conspiracy Theater channel, like I've said it for a while, we've been 2 years ahead. All of us CTs, or however you want to call us, we've been 2 years ahead for a while, so we're kind of fatigued on a lot of this stuff. I guess we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop, so to speak. But I'm just saying, I just think there's always been a bit of a tug of war when it comes to philosophical beliefs, whether it's spirituality, whether it's constant, and to me, the only way I think it was through the press that you're able to see, or through the writings of people, of authors from way back, that you can see that this struggle has been constant. It's been constant. It's not new. The underground is not new. It's just called social media. It's just called cancel culture now. But that's what it is. And I'm not talking about the not the weather underground group either. I'm saying, if you're not worshiping, dare I say, you're not worshiping the government, science, and technology. Those three, that's your trinity: the government, science, and technology. If you're not worshiping those three, well, you're going to be, yeah, you're the pressure is something. It's oppressive, right? Marcy says that we are bad girls. Yeah, so I'm just saying, you guys hang in there for sure. You better get yourselves together. Um, However you do it. I mean, I'm not one of these people that, I mean, I can see the use of, I mean, when you read, like I've read like Emerson and you know, some of those guys, those the transcendentalism movements. I think that they were onto some things, but just not, they didn't believe it. They were nonconformist. Okay. So I think there's a constant battle of the conformist versus the nonconformist. And then there's, I don't even know if it's separate from the underground kind of a battle that's constantly going on, constant struggle. But I don't see that the government has made any of this better. I don't. I see it's gotten worse. Worse. I don't know. Let me know if how let me know if you have any mocktail sightings or mocktail rampings up. I'm making up words now. If you see any of that in your neck of the woods, because and then like the press is sitting there, like I'm telling you, the press is quite powerful. They know they are. Um, they're sitting there. I can't believe they're still asking Ouchie what people should be doing on holidays. Are they really asking that? I mean, and then for them to believe the assumption that people are even listening to him at this point, that is, I mean, the gall of these people, the gall of the people. I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen. I just tell you, I mean, you go from Biden to who in 2 years. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think who's going to stay? He's gonna continue. Do I think he's gonna run for re-election? I would hope not. I would hope not. But who's gonna? But here's my thing in plain folks talk. I don't think the Democrats are coming out of office. I don't. Even if they have to resort to Vaxgivings and Vax holidays, I really don't. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate you for burning the whopping 23 minutes and 42 seconds. I meant to do something a little bit more, studio, but I'm not in the studio right now. But I would caution you guys going out into these big, going out in these areas. You can't really tell what's going to happen anymore. You can't. Yeah, you can't really tell what's going to happen anymore. But I think if you're a soft target, you got problems. So that's where I am, folks. I'm just saying, keep yourselves, stay vigilant. I heard somebody say, "Oh, we're safe no matter what we do." Wow. She meant that. She said that. She said it like she meant it. It's like another YouTuber, but here we go. Let me read a couple comments and then I'm going to get out of here. Oh my gosh, you know what I want to do? I'm going to be doing a stream in which I'm going to be talking about some of the injections into the kids' curriculums in schools. It looks like there's a satanic club out for kids, and man, should you see the symbolism. If you see the symbolism in that, I mean, yeah, there's some other videos that I want to show, but we'll get to that. Marty Lauderdale, it's been a lifetime. It's nice to see you. Yeah. Varsity says, yeah, we want our own way. Everyone else must die. That's who we're fighting. Compliance is complicit complacency. No matter the system we choose, chaos is natural. Oh my God, yeah, he's Ferrari, Mr. Ferrari. You guys know what that is on this channel. I'll have to release a decoder map infographic later, but I'm telling you, like, this stuff is only going to get, I think, to me, it's not going to get any better. I think inflation is going to be off the proverbial hinges. I mean, already, look at it. If you go to get some OJ, it's at $4 at least. I have a friend of mine that drives trucks. He's already saying he's, what is he up to, about $800 a week or more than that? Something like that, depending on how many loads, I think, or how many runs he does. So yeah, less burger for your money. Less burger for your money. Yeah, less everything for your money. But nobody's talking about that. What are they fixated on right now? I just kind of, it just makes me question all, like, yeah, but we're back to the border. We're back to investigation, and it's just, the elite class is ruling without a doubt. They're staying fat in Washington. I was listening to Franshaw the other day, and he was talking about Kanye and his initiatives and whatever, but he brought up the fact that he sees Kanye, if Kanye is trying to do something in terms of like industry or be a job creator, that he should, as a franchise from Chicago, he says, well, he says that Kanye should invest in his own people, but then as soon as you see one of his initiatives or his any of his employees, and he says he looks out and they're highly immigrant based. But I mean, I'm not surprised, because I think Kanye's resourcefulness is about as cyclical as these freaking election seasons. It's a cycle. I'm not convinced that anything he says. I do think he's a tool. And yeah, but to me, I mean, Franshaw talks about all the black actors and blah, da, 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 that could have contributed and put more people to work in their own communities, and he hasn't done that, which they're not going to. I'm not convinced that these people are self-made. And you want to call it a tool of control or controlled opposition, whatever it is, they've never done it before now. Do I think there's a new fascination with black people? No, I don't. I don't think that. What Kanye's want to throw some money away by running for president. So I said, well, why don't, if Kanye insists on running for president, why don't he just go ahead and promise a chicken in every pot and a car in every garage? He could borrow that one from Herbert Hoover. Borrow that instead of all these cameos with with the whole logical fallacies that the illegals just want a better life. I can't really listen to that. I kind of shut down when I start hearing all this. When I start hearing about these people in these campaigns and who thinks they're running for election in 2024. The political stuff is a complete turnoff. Uh, Vexing, nice word. I'm terribly vexed, Marcy, horribly vexed. It's Derek C. Williams. He says, a tad blurry, but I hear. Yeah, I'm doing that intentionally because I'm in the vehicle right now. I'll flip it around just for a second so you can see it's me. It's me. It's really me. So, yeah, but yeah. But then here's one other thing. If you guys have seen Gladiator, if you watch that movie, it just seems like I'm watching some of the quotes or whatnot in there. It reminds me of, there's many scenes in the Gladiator in which, of course, what's the Commodus, this is after Marcus Aurelius has been basically slain by Commodus. And, you know, Commodus speaks to his sister and says, oh, well, do you think the people are ready? I think it'll be a good time to announce the dissolution of the Senate. And she'll say to him, you know, she says to him, I'm paraphrasing, you know, there's always been a Senate, you know, and he basically says, and he was saying, leave the people their illusions. And so she corrects him and says, no, leave them their traditions. And it just seems like that's where we are. It's really not that much different. It's really not that much. Like, who's actually in control? Are we the people? Do we actually think we're in control? I'm telling you, these movies are so close to the truth that they're not even funny. It's not even funny. So close to the truth what's revealed in these movies. So, I don't know, people. I'm just thinking, you know, watch what you invest in, I guess. And stay vigilant, I guess, is the best you can do. I want to say hi to everybody in the stream, and I'm going to get you guys out of here. It's almost, whether you're celebrating tomorrow or what, or not, you know, be safe wherever you are. Freedom's March is in here. Let's see. Derek C. Williams says Ronald Reagan was an entertainer, and he was a 2-term president. You never know. And Marcy says, who cares, EH? We know it's a celebrity. And then Marcy says, yes, next into the gladiator ring. But you know, I could talk about this a long time. I could talk about a lot of movies and a lot of things that are injected into movies that show, you know, that are, to me, there are parallels between, you know, a lot of things that are going on right now. But yeah, but I definitely think that what do they do? Mitch McConnell still the leader, whatever. He's not my leader, but you know, that's what they say. So yeah, but I don't think I think very little will get done. Very little will change. I do think that rough times are coming. I'd say don't feed the beast system. Don't go out and buy a new car. Don't go out here and blow up your credit cards beyond where they are already. I would just say don't do it. In the name of holidays, don't do it. But I can tell you, as long as you feed the system, you know, and as long as we feed them our energy, that's just as bad, just as well. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Marty Lauderdale, thank you so much for coming in. Marcy T says they have scared us to death and then gave us their, there you go. So yeah, I'm going to show you some of these things that are coming out. Some of these things are already out. Curriculums for TRANS. Yeah, that agenda is really strong. So yeah, but I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. And let me say hi to everybody, and then I'm out of here. Okay. See, thank you so much for tuning in. Derek C. Williams says, if anyone has invested in some storable food, Lord be with you. You're right, Derek C. Williams. And thank you so much, Marcy T, for coming. I really appreciate it. So good to see you. Samoan Watchman, Jeep Guru, Anarchy Television was here earlier. Thank you so much, Anarchy. And oh my gosh, we have a whole new, the Sustainable Development Goals have created like their own little commandments now. So we have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about on the next studio stream. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming. Derek C. Williams, the prolific Derek C. Williams. Thank you so much for coming in, Derek. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will catch up with you later. Okay? And Derek C. Williams says, let's just look up my community tab. I will do. I'm behind on your stuff, but I'm gonna get caught up. All right, guys. I'll see you later. I'll see you soon. If you find anything you want to share, send it to me at itsblackscreenwithautumn@gmail.com. And yeah, there's some things to talk about for sure. All right, guys. See you then.